7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 3/4. Yes!
My discussion here is to link up basically what's going on with these deep underground military bases, what they're being used for, what is the present situation now being employed both by our federal government, which is slowly being phased out by the United Nations government, basically what's going on. A lot of us have been kept in the dark. If you're only being told 5% or less of the truth, that isn't very much to go on. Remember, what you're being told is only just a smattering of the truth. It's not the real truth. Maybe it's 5% of the truth. Maybe it's not even that. You can rest assured you're not getting much. We ask you to go out and do your homework and keep doing it, but get out there and talk to people. But we have to be informed and can weed out fact from fiction. Where's it all leading to? The black budget still rolls on, garnering up over $1 trillion every 2 years. Every year it goes by and the black budget is unchecked, unaccounted for. It's just subverting our country. I could see maybe a couple of dozen underground bases rise up like the phoenix out of the ashes. Build these underground bases? Well, we have lasers that can drill out or basically deflagrate or melt out a tunnel 7 miles a day. And that tunnel is 28 feet wide, 28 feet high. These underground bases are most likely for the New World Order. In Colorado, yes, there's about 4 underground bases, one being at Denver International Airport. Yeah, there's a number of them. I helped build a lot of these tunnels, and all ground mountain or military bases are connected, all of them, all 131 of them. They're connected both by road, not a big freeway under there, but it's at least a 2 to a 4-lane road, rather narrow lanes, but they're there, and they're also high-speed magneto-leviton train tunnels. What levels of military personnel know about this? Higher officer levels, the enlisted I'm sure don't, or basically kept in the dark like we are, end quote, we are. Well, there's 131 of them in the United States, 127 of them in the lower 48. There's some in Canada, I'm not counting those. There's some in northern Mexico, I'm not counting those either. They average about 4.25 cubic miles hollowed out underground, an average depth of 5,700 feet underground. Some very large ones now being built, one of which is repudiated to be 30 cubic miles. It will take 5 years to build that one at a cost of about $2 trillion. You want to know exact locations of all these? Well, for where all of your Army, Marine Corps, Navy, and Air Force bases are, these tunnels connect. Everything's a city underground. Most of these bases have all the accoutrements of life. Remember, each one of these costs quite a bundle of dough, but in our tax money, that's definitely undermining the country. Geologists in building underground military bases, some of which are over 2 miles underground, high-speed monorail subway cars link these bases together. Some of them are capable of riding on a cushion of air about 3/4 of an inch off a rail at a better part of Mach 2. I helped work on 13 deep underground military bases. Had hands-on experience. This is where we built some hermetically sealed rooms that were very deep, going down over a mile underground. They're called D.U.M.B.S. D.U.M.B. stands for Deep Underground Military Base. D.U.M.B. stands for Deep Underground Military Base in strategic locations. And I was to later find out that these underground bases are now being employed as strategic bases in case there is martial law in this country. When I found out that a number of these 131 deep underground military bases are being used to subvert the Constitution of these United States and its people, I says,
we better call the president. We're not calling anyone. What do you mean we're not calling anyone?
These people are beginning to show signs of being our utmost enemy. I'm talking about military people now engaged in training foreign troops on American soil. Foreign troops on American soil, clearly against the Bill of Rights and the U.S. Constitution. Over 3 of them per state. There's now, instead of 12 prison camps, there's 39. That's almost 1 per state. They're building 2 prison camps every 7 months. They're building 2 underground military bases every year. Each one of these military bases, by the way, these underground military bases, they cost somewhere between 17 and 26 billion dollars.
But so NASA's looking for more than $27 billion in 2024. $27 billion. And what's interesting about that is like the $50.2 million is for the agency's inspector general, just for the inspector general. And it includes like the budget also, and the budget also includes $570 million to reduce the climate impact of aviation, and like $300 million for planetary defense, including like against orbital debris. $300 million. So I was like, wait a second. Now, Phil Schneider has come out, and like a long time ago, he said that there's these deep military underground bases and that they cost between 17 to 26 billion dollars. So I was like, wait a second, because if this is a hoax and this isn't real, which, come on, like NASA, like the amount of times NASA's gotten caught lying. I did a video on my channel, like covers all the Mars and Devon Island thing, but it's just like an interesting concept to think, okay, so if this is the case, where is all that money going? What are they doing with the money?
Each one of these military bases, by the way, these underground military bases, they cost somewhere between 17 and 26 billion dollars. They employ 1,800 to 10,000 workers each in varying grades of skill, for roughly $310 billion. Of course, you may say, well, where are these figures coming from? Well, the black budget, anything called black, hidden from Congress, hidden from the American people, $500 billion a year. This kind of huge quantities and sums of money are garnered through CIA drug activity, National Security Agency operations. We're being lied to at every turn and every corner. The government has made itself an entity, an independent taxing body, an entity into itself, and isn't accountable to anybody. They just go ahead and do everything, interpret for us as if we cannot read with our own 2 eyes and understand with our mind. You can just imagine, if you're only being told 5% or less of the truth, that isn't very much to go on. Remember, what you're being told is only just a smattering of the truth. It's not the real truth. Maybe it's 5% of the truth. Maybe it's not even that. You can rest assured you're not getting much. However, I do ask you to go out and do your homework and keep doing it, but get out there and talk to people. But we have to be informed. Most of us are adults and can weed out fact from fiction. The main part of this talk is, where's it all leading to? I could see maybe a couple of dozen underground bases rise up like the phoenix out of the ashes.